Look guys, there is no denying that Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 3 is one of the most controversial seasons of all time, so I wanted to sit back and think for a second. How can we make the most people happy, both on the competitive side and the casual side? I think I've come up with a pretty good list of how Epic Games can improve the game to be the best experience that it possibly could be for everybody. Hear me out. I would love to know what you guys think down below afterwards, and I will say that I have come up with something so incredible for Fortnite that you have not heard about before. It's a very unique idea. I'm saving it for the end of the video, so stay tuned. Hear me out. I would love to know again what you guys think about down below afterwards. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with too many YouTube channels. Let's talk about Chapter 5 Season 3. So guys, we've been playing for a long time. I will start off with the brand new biome. Honestly guys, it's not doing it for me. I don't like the wasteland. I don't like that everything is so open. I don't like the nitro dome. I don't like that the medallions are over there. I just don't really like the addition to the map. So I think it'd be best if Epic Games were to either cover it with something, maybe have the grass grow over it and kind of make it the same kind of color like it was prior to it, because you could just keep this landmass there, but I think it'd be pretty cool if you were to have some rocks and some trees spawn in there and kind of be like the rest of the map, to be honest with you, because again, the dirt's kind of ugly. I don't like the new POIs. I would like to see some vegetation grow over it, and it's just, like I said, it hasn't done it for me, man. It hasn't necessarily done it for me, so I would like the expansion for the map. We just kind of need to gradually erase what has come from this brand new biome. Let's move on to the next thing, though, guys. I'll touch on this very quickly because we know it's something that is coming to the game. Boogie bombs need to go. They need to be vaulted. I am sick of having people having such an easy way to kill me when I'm driving my car. It's Chapter 5 Season 3. I'm excited to be driving my car around, and I don't like the fact that somebody with boogie bombs can just make me get out of my car and then have them get a free shot. I want to drive around. I'm playing Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 3. I don't like the boogie bombs, and while we're at it, I don't think that EMP should be added either. It's just too much. It is absolutely too much. I don't want to dance in Fortnite. I want to just drive. I think it is such an overpowered item to have into the game right now. Speaking of overpowered items, though, honestly, guys, that nitro fist nerf that happened, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I don't like the fact that I have to wait so long to recharge, because think about it. Once you're in end games, what do you want to do? You want to fly around with your nitro fist. You want to have that good movement. I don't want to have to rely on carrying some shockwaves if my nitro fists are taking a little bit of time to recharge. What was wrong with it before the nerf? I don't understand. Why can't we just sit here and start gliding and gliding like it's a 3-second delay? It doesn't mean a lot, but it really does. That could be life or death for me. I'm sitting here, somebody's actively shooting me, and we have all these brand new cars in the game right now with the turrets shooting at me right now. I don't like it. I want to be able to have my nitro fist recharge. I want to dash around the map so I can get the proper kills and perhaps win a game. I don't know why Epic Games do that, man. I don't know why. But anyways, let's continue on. So we haven't had snipers back in this game. I don't know if Epic Games is considering adding snipers to the game. I feel like I heard something about it. Regardless, snipers need to be part of the loot pool, and snipers need to do 200 headshots no matter what. How am I supposed to kill all these people in the cars if I can't shoot through the windshields and have them one-shot kill? How can you expect me to play this game without having a one-shot kill weapon? I missed the snipers. The bullet drop was ridiculous. We can bring it back like the heavy sniper used to be. We know, oh, that's what it is. The heavy sniper is coming back. So I want Epic Games to get working on this heavy sniper, and I want it to have the same level of bullet drop and speed that it had somewhere around the Chapter 1 days. The sniper's ridiculous. I've had enough of the Reaper sniper rifle. Plus, who didn't hate the Reaper sniper rifle back in Chapter 5 Season 1? So let's bring back the heavy sniper in its good old glory days. It did a good damage to the vehicles, but at the end of the day, man, snipers and having a 200 headshot, rewarding good accuracy, I absolutely love it. Plus, it has been leaked. I don't know what it's called off the top of my head, actually. I have a little bit of a blank, but you know that post thing where if you have a sniper in other games where you can kind of put your sniper on something to have more accuracy and you can kind of lean in, your character stays stationary. Do you know what I'm talking about? Well, that's something that Epic Games actually is working on, and I think it would be perfect to add to this season. It's a Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 3. It's the car season. I think it'd be awesome to not only unvault snipers, to work on this heavy sniper, but it'd be a perfect way to add this brand new mechanic that's coming, and we could actually sit down on our sniper. Let's think about it like this. You're driving a car, you're with your teammate. I would love to actually mount my sniper and have my character lay down in the car while my friend is driving. Somebody else, if we're having a squad, somebody's in the turret, I'm on top of the car as well with my sniper. So I think that'd be really cool to actually have that posting so I can stay stationary on top of the car and I won't get flown off when you're going through nitro or something. So snipers need to come back. They need to do 200 headshot damage, and Epic Games needs to really work on that feature because it has huge potential this season. Now, guys, I want to talk about a little bit of a defensive strategy to the cars because, of course, I just said something that would help the cars offensively, right? So I was thinking a lot in the history of Fortnite, things that Epic Games used to have into the game that really help people last a long time. I think this season is the perfect opportunity to unvault the Chapter 1 Season 8 version of Ballers. Not the Ballers that came back in Chapter 3 Season 3 because that was ridiculous. The fuel was ridiculous. Everything about the Ballers I hated. I'm talking about when they first released back in Chapter 1 Season 8. The health was crazy. You were safe inside your balls. Now, think about this endgame, okay? Because in Chapter 1 Season 8, if you didn't play, the endgames were full of ballers. Everybody was safe. Everybody was rolling around. I think this is the perfect opportunity for Epic Games to add something that would really have a strong defense to the cars. Because you can dash around. You can swing on stuff. You can be more agile than the cars are, right? If all of these cars are in the endgames, because let's be real, we're playing Rocket League now. The cars are ridiculous. The endgame is just completely full of cars. What are you gonna do? What are you supposed to do? Your building's not gonna work anymore. The nitro fists aren't gonna work anymore. Everybody has these overpowered cars. Why not bring the ballers back? That was arguably one of the safest things Epic Games has ever done. I remember everybody loving it back in Chapter 1 Season 8. The endgames were so much fun. You had the ballers. Everybody was in a baller. So now you can have everybody in a car and everybody in a baller. If you don't like the cars, that's okay. You have a baller. That's awesome. And if you want to even go a step further, I'm okay with adding mods to ballers. If you want to take off the little plunger thing and you can add a little bit of a turret to it, I think that'd be really cool. I think it'd fit perfectly in this meta, to be honest with you, because again, you got to think about the end games. Cars driving around everywhere. What are you supposed to do? Build? No. You need some ballers. Epic Games nailed it back in Chapter 1 Season 8. Why not bring it back now? But I will say, they can't bring it back with energy. They need to match the cars. They need to not have fuel. They need to be how they were in Chapter 1 Season 8. Let's stray away from vehicles a little bit though, guys, because honestly, I don't know if you guys are feeling the same way, but I am sick and tired personally about running into people and them having just too many materials. From the kills that they got, you get mats off of kills. If farming's a little bit easier, I don't understand it. So I think that Epic Games should implement another half to the mats. It used to be 1,000, now it's 500. I think it'd be cool if it was maybe 250 each, because honestly, guys, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but building has been a little bit ridiculous lately. The way that people are boxing up, and I know we have the cars to kind of drive through the builds. I understand that, but at the end of the day, do you really need 1,500 materials? I think 250 is perfect. I would love for Epic Games to implement this. We had LTMs like the ground game and people loved it. I feel like the game could go a little bit more in that direction, and I think it would balance it a little bit more, to be honest with you. Maybe even if you were just had 250 materials and you couldn't, it was a little bit more difficult to get more, maybe it would incentivize people to play with the season theme, get in the car, get in the new ballers if you want to listen to this video. I think that'd be a really good way to help the season out a little bit personally. That's what I would think. And again, I'd love to know what you guys think down below. Let's talk about another Chapter 5 change though. One that I really love was the movement nerf. I think that Epic Games needs to explore nerfing movement again, because that way, when I have my nitro, I have a little bit of an easier time running over people, because of course, you know, when you go through nitro, your car wheels get orange, the car gets slippery, it flips all over the place, and actually when I have nitro, I have a little bit of a harder time running people over. Plus, if I don't even have an attachment, if I have a cow catcher and not a spiked bumper, it's a little bit harder to kill people, so I'll need to hit them twice. I like the movement nerf that Epic Games had in Chapter 5 Season 1, where the characters were significantly slower. I think that would be best because I want to drive my car, and I actually want to start running people over because, again, people are getting away way too fast, and especially with that combined with the nitro fist is just way too much for me. So if somebody's running, if somebody's building, if somebody's trying to get away from me when I'm in a car, especially if I have nitro, like I said, it's way too hard to hit them. I think Epic Games needs to explore using a movement nerf on everybody again. That way it makes it easier for players like me to splatter people on the map. And if you want to look at it from another perspective, to be honest with you, sometimes, especially in competitive, don't you think the game runs a little bit too fast? People are a little bit too fast, people are building too fast, people are moving too fast, so I think the movement nerf would be really good. But anyways, guys, Epic Games, if you would remember in this recent hotfix, they removed the auto healing from mythic cars. I don't like this change because now people can shoot my cars and people can do a lot of damage, and I have to run away sometimes because a squad's shooting at my car and I want to, just like I said, I want to run people over. So I would like Epic Games to add another they don't need to do a map change, okay? They don't need to go crazy with this, but I would like to see a lot more gas stations around, especially with those healing pads. So no matter where somebody's shooting at me, I want to drive my car and be able to hit one of those pads, and at the gas stations, don't even need to have fuel, that's okay, just one of those pads that will heal my car completely, because again, that way, my car will never have to run out of health. I can feel like I'm having the mythic car again without having the mythic car, because again, the mythic god car was the problem, right? But why can't my car have health? Why can't my car have health? I just want to drive around, I want to run people over. I think it'd be great if those pads were a lot easier to find and I wouldn't have to necessarily go to a gas station. I think it'd be cool if it was just on the side of the road, kind of maybe like, I don't know, every 30 feet or so. Continuing on though, guys, I want to talk about two things that I would actually like to see return to the game. I think it would fit really well with Chapter 5, Season 3. So I'm really enjoying the cars. I don't know if you guys are, but I've been really enjoying the cars this season. And it really made me sit back and think, I would like to see tanks unvaulted. How cool would that be to fit in the season, by the way? We have the armored battle bus here. We have cars driving around everywhere. Why not bring back tanks? And I'll do you one better. Let's bring back tanks, but let's mod them. Could you imagine the mods that you could add to tanks? Bulletproof tires in the tank, or better yet, bulletproof armor so when people can't even drop the grenades into the tank. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that the tanks are so easy to shoot off. You're having bulletproof windows added to the cars soon, right? Why not have bulletproof? And you know what? We don't have to go into the mods of the tanks. Tanks will fit perfectly in this season. The season's so chaotic. I want cars in the game. The armor battle bus in the game. Why not have that Chapter 3 Season 2 vibe and bring back tanks? And something else that I would like Epic Games to explore bringing back, because, of course, the roadmap has been out. We all know what's coming next season. We're getting another Marvel season. So I feel like it'd be proper, especially in this chaotic season, to prepare for this. To prepare for the Marvel season, especially competitive players, because, you know, it's going to be a big change adapting to all the Marvel mythics. So I think we should get started and kind of prep them for the seasons to come. And I think we should unvault the Iron Man's Unibeam, the jetpack launchers, whatever they were called. And I think we should have more stuff like She-Hulk's Fist, Venom Smash and Grab. Again, we need to really prep these competitive players, because it's not going to be fair to them once we actually reach the Marvel season. And then, oh my god, somebody's grabbing me with Venom out of my box. Oh my god, a Unibeam is shooting through the box. I don't think that's fair to them. So I think that it's nice if we were to actually prepare for that. Hopefully Epic Games can work something out with Disney. It'd be really cool if we could prepare for the next Marvel season and unvault some of the greatest, most powerful mythics. Again, just thinking about the competitive players, I want them to get used to it before it actually comes in the Marvel season. I want them to do well in their tournaments. I want them to get their head start in practice. Let's circle back a little bit to the cars though, because there is something that I was thinking about unvaulting as well, but I would love to know what you guys think about this down below, because I was thinking about the counters to cars, because again, they're a little bit overpowered, right? I was thinking that mechs might be the way to actually fight against the cars, because like I said, you can fly with the mechs, you can do really high jumps, and it'd be a little bit difficult for the cars to shoot at them. The grenade launchers wouldn't really work because the mechs have their rockets, and I think it's important to note that we bring the mechs back how they were prior to the nerf in Season X. That way they can actually match the overpoweredness of the cars. I think this would be perfect. Plus, think about it this way. There's so many people that have come to the game in Chapter 2 and on, and they haven't gotten to experience one of the greatest seasons of all time, that being Season X. So that way, they can experience, again, one of the greatest seasons ever. I would love to have the community say, hey, Season X was awesome. I would love to go back one day, Epic Games. Let's bring back OG Season X. And I think that mechs would be a really good counter to the cars. If you want to consider modding the mechs, having thermal attachments, maybe you could have an anvil rocket launcher type attachment where you're locking onto the cars. I'm just trying to think about ways that we can actually counter the cars while still having fun. So I think unvaulting mechs pre-nerf, and I understand that might catch you a little bit off guard, but think about it this way. You unvault the mechs, the rockets as powerful as they were, you have an anvil launcher rocket attachment to the mechs. I know it'll be a little difficult to get the mods with the mechs because of how slow they move, but you can use the boost, you can stay away from the cars, but that's the fun part. You can balance it, right? So the mechs won't be able to match the cars before they get the mods, but once they get the mods, they'll be able to take out the cars, and that would be a really good counter to them, in my opinion. Let's circle back, though. I want to talk about, like earlier, I was speaking about Epic Games actually nerfing mats. So I have one of two things that I would like to see added to the game, and I would love to know what you guys think down below, because I think adding both of these would be a little bit too much. So I think it's time for Epic Games to experiment with a turbo build nerf again. Again, speaking of Season X, speaking of one of the greatest seasons of all time, we saw an actual turbo build nerf over there, and I was thinking about how great this season is and how much it feels like Chapter 3 Season 2, and I was thinking about how much the community really loved Chapter 3 Season 2. Why did they love Chapter 3 Season 2? One of the reasons was, of course, we had all of the fun vehicles, but Zero Build was introduced. If we're having a season so similar, why not experiment with something like that again? But what can you do? You can't just re-add Zero Build that's already here. Why not nerf the turbo build? That would be perfect. You want the game to feel like OG Fortnite? This is the way to do it. You nerf the turbo build. You can still build. It's a huge change, and it's important to note that this is across all game modes, just like Zero Build. You need to have that really big oomph like Zero Build first came in, because remember, everybody was talking about, oh my god, building was vaulted? Oh my god, but then it ended up being such a great, magnificent thing, right? It's something that ended up being permanent in Fortnite. I think it's a perfect time for Epic Games to experiment with actually nerfing turbo build. Why not make everybody play with a turbo build nerf? It would change up the gameplay. It would be so much fun. So we can also do this. Like, I think it's really important to just change the core mechanic of building. It's been the same for so long. It's been the same for so long. So you could experiment with a turbo build nerf. You could just change, like I said, the core mechanics of building. I don't know if you want to take away brick or add a brand new material or change the way you edit things, change the windows. Just mess around with that a little bit because, again, it's been 7 years now. Building's been pretty much the same. So I think that Epic Games should implement a turbo build nerf or actually change the core mechanic of building. I think everybody would appreciate the change because Fortnite's best when it's changing, right? That's why we all love Fortnite. It's a forever evolving and changing game. Everybody would need to adapt to this. This is an incredible thing. Now, guys, if you've been following the channel, you would know that I recently made a video on separating the loot pools from casual and competitive. I think that this is very important. This is something that Epic Games should be doing. And I was thinking a little bit more about competitive and the Marvel mythics like I was talking about. I think that something that we should do is unvault Ocean's Burst Assault Rifle and the Railgun because that is very, very difficult to fight against in competitive. I understand everybody's in boxes and Ocean's Burst Assault Rifle kind of shreds through the builds and the Railgun straight up shoots through builds. So I think this would be fantastic practice for competitive players to unvault both these two weapons and keep it exclusively to competitive because we don't need it in pubs, right? But at the end of the day, these competitive players need to learn to adapt. And what better way to adapt to everything than have two guns that actually one shred through build and another one that straight up goes through build. So this is a really, really good opportunity for pro players to adapt to a brand new meta, something that's forever changing. Like I said, Fortnite's best when it's changing, and we all know that competitive players love to adapt. So I think these two would be really, really helpful to be added exclusively to competitive. So guys, there's a couple more things that I wanted to touch on. Now, we all know that rocket racing is kind of dying. The players aren't really there, and we know that Epic Games might be considering giving up on rocket racing, but there's a lot of really cool things that come from rocket racing. For example, the speed of the cars, the way they flip. I think it'd be really cool if they just scrapped rocket racing completely and took all of those car physics and added it to some of the cars in Battle Royale. Have the cars go just as fast, flip just as much, be able to fly, and this is something that I was considering making a mod actually, flying cars. How much fun would that be? How much fun would that be if we had flying cars? I was thinking about bringing planes back, and then I was sitting around and I was thinking, okay, well, the players didn't really like planes back in Chapter 1, Season 7, but everybody loves the cars. Why not come in and actually have flying cars? Rocket racing and the mechanics is a perfect way to do this. Plus, if you wanted to get mods to add straight up wings to the cars, I think that'd be crazy. To have the cars flying around with the turrets and the grenade launcher, I think that'd be really cool. And if you were to have these mechs in the game with the Anvil rocket launcher attachments, that would be a perfect counter over to it. I think it would make the game as fun as it could possibly be. But guys, let me give one more thing to you, okay? Because something that we all love, that everybody completely agrees on, that I'm sure that you guys would definitely agree with watching this video, of course. Who doesn't love the metaverse? Who doesn't love Tim Sweeney and the idea of the metaverse in Fortnite? So with this season and everything that could be added to it, I think the most important thing that we could add is further moving into the metaverse. I think this would be perfect, and you have all these brand new game modes. Like I said, we could scrap rocket racing, that might be okay, but I was thinking about adding something like maybe a car reality, that I don't know why that idea is coming to me right now, but it's a little strange. Car reality.
Hello there, Lord of the Five Realities has arrived, and I know this is like
my channel,
but it is mine now. I own it. So I just thought about something I thought to tell you about here. So do you know cars? Cars are so cool. Wow, oh my god, we got the racing game. Oh, garbage. Now here's my idea, right? So we got 5 realities, and the 6th one is like the forgotten things, like I don't know, Donald Mustard and things like that. What about we had a 7th reality, and this one was actually a car reality. So do you know cars? Imagine that, but Fortnite, a Fortnite reality of cars. And then the cars can talk and everything. The cars have eyes. The cars have, I don't know, holes. The cars have bananas, all of that. They're actual humans, but cars. They have everything, and you can go inside of them. You can drive them and everything like that. And then imagine this actually. How would the cars make babies? Like, wouldn't the cars, if they like touch each other, wouldn't that count as like crashing? Wouldn't they go to like car jail or something? I don't... Car baby. How would that car grow? But anyways, yeah, car reality. Wow. Which, talking about things that Fortnite needs to do, check out these 2 videos. I have no idea where they are, but these are really good. One of them is about interviewing Cyan. That guy, I don't know who he is, but I heard he like created the 5 realities. Cool guy, check it out. Or on the other side, we got like a tier list video or something, which nobody cares about. Watch the Cyan one. Cyan video, mwah. Oh my god. Or on the other side, if you don't care about Cyan, how dare you? We got a tier list video for you to enjoy. Now go back to learning about the 5 realities.